Well, it's a lovely 42-degree day here in Tangambalanga, and I've just had the young fella. I said, go and find me a few FT101 radios. Let me just turn down my little Wires X radio here. That's better. Anyway, just to show you, he's an F call, but he's kind of starting to recognise equipment. He did pretty well. He said there's a lot more, but he said the room is getting a bit full. And I said, no, that's all right. This will do for now. I didn't quite think there was quite so much. 101, and apparently, a few amplifiers over there. There's the one we did well, that's what got me revved up about what have we got, so the trick now is to pick some ones we want to keep, because that's sort of the journey, and then question, like many others are questioning about me, why do you have all the other ones? Well, the truth is we shouldn't. We don't really need to have the other ones, so we'll try and get them advertised in some way, shape or form. This is purely a hobby thing for me, so it's a bit sort of a bit ridiculous that it's got this many, but that's okay, because I kind of wanted to make a couple of, maybe 2 or 3 demonstration lineups of the 101 series, but it can get a bit overboard. Alright, so what has he bought in? And this will be sort of interesting for you to have a look at, because some of these may turn up for sale fairly soon. FT101B, a couple of landliner speakers, and a couple of standard speaker. Now, I know for a fact that FT101E is a spare, because we just did the one that I've owned for 100 years just yesterday, which is what got me prompted. So there'll be a 101E that's coming up. This FT101, one of the genuine early ones, will come up, because I've got one over here in the box, like brand new, and so yep, there'll be one of those, just to give you a bit of an idea. Okay, another 101E. All right, interesting. Must be honest, I didn't think we had another 101E. I did know that we had this one. We did a video on this one some time back, the FT101 EE. That I'll keep, because I sort of wanted to keep that one as a bit of a display. FT101B, we're going to keep one of them. Just got to work out which one we're keeping. According to Riley, there's another 8 or 9 outside, so I've got to... but that doesn't mean that they're all working. All these came off the working shelves, so that's some good news. Excuse me. This is the absolutely mint FT101 that's in the box. Original FT101. Didn't even know I had it for... I actually bought another one, as you can see, from the one back over here. I wasn't thinking when I bought that one, because I honestly didn't think we had one, but then it's just we store a lot of stuff in the boxes above the racks, and I happened to sort of look up there, and I went, as you'll see, FT101 box, and I thought, oh, what's that one? Well, obviously it was what it was. Okay, so there'll be some VFOs that'll go with units, and we'll try and see if we can make some lineups up, to be honest, because usually somebody, probably no one's going to want that one. I don't know why I bought that one in, Riley. That one's terrible. But we may steal the knob off that one. Actually, I've got a little plan for that, because excuse me, we had a knob that took a hit over here. Yeah, so actually that will fix that one. So isn't it funny? Something that cost us $50, and it was a stupid buy in some respects, because of the front panel that's got a problem. Excuse me. May turn out, between a knob and a VFO mech, that it's a reasonable sort of kind of purchase. We'll see. We'll start matching up some of the frequency counters. These are the Spectronics and the DD series electronic specialty ones, but we've also got some of the YC series. I think we're just down to YC 601s, and it's a pity, when I did the video of this one the other day, I didn't think to put the display on, because I've got a really mint one of those. That's actually not one of these four. It's in the box, so I'll have to go to the shed and grab that. But anyway, there'll be a few displays, I'm sure. And then you kind of look over and say, well, why do we have so many 2100Bs? Well, yeah, look, I agree. So there's a 2100, two 2100Bs. I'm likely to keep one of them just to sort of keep with, you know, this line up here, and to run that. By the way, yesterday's video, we didn't know what was in auxiliary. Well, I can tell you for sure, someone actually has put a 27355 crystal in there. Now, we're not actually hearing anyone at the moment, which should be all typical. Yeah, I've heard Steve and a few of the boys coming up on 355 here, and it does actually transmit there, obviously, with the crystal in there. But yesterday we weren't actually hearing much. Well, we're not hearing much now, are we? All right. Anyway, just thought that was a curious point to bring up. We actually hooked up the old Drake W4 meter, and yeah, no, she percolates really well. All right, so a couple other bits. And bearing in mind, we're only concentrating just on purely 101 through to 101F series gear at the moment. We've got obviously we've got quite a bit actually. I'll just walk you through. We've got quite a bit of this sort of gear. The FL101, FR101 series, and then the matching 620 6-meter radio. So I know we've got some double ups of those, so they've got to go. I've got to be honest, there's been a few changes happening in my life, and most of them sort of just medical things that have, you know, driven me a bit mental, but what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. But I've, you know, sort of just needing to maybe make a little bit of room, so we'll we'll try and get this back down to a bit of a sane level. It has got a little bit insane, and, you know, sometimes you just got to admit your faults, over enthusiasm or something like that. But yes, so get ready. There'll be a few. I'll present them as lineups. I'll basically just run them out as you know, radio, VFO, extension speaker, blah blah blah. We'll see sort of what I've got to keep and what we're not going to keep, and there'll definitely be some stuff there. So that's going to be the fun. I'm just going to go through these. Riley, fortunately, brought all this up. I'm just suffering at the moment, and back's killing me, and it's a perfect time to have a bad back, isn't it? You know, 42 degrees outside, and you know, and all this had to be carried in, but Riley did a great job. Actually, nothing broken. It's pretty good for Riley. Anyway, all right. Well, if you can drop me an email or a PM, or possibly, you know, ring me, I can certainly talk to the issues of probably give me 48 hours. Just going to run most of these up. Most of these have been run up very recently, but I just want to run them up sort of with their accessories and almost combine what's going to go, and really work out what's going to stay. But we are definitely at the final bit of. There will be no more buying as such. Well, certainly not of 101s. And we've got a few series that are like that. A lot of the FTDX gear. We've got, you know, dozens, too much. And we've got a lot of the FRFL series, you know, gear of Yaesu. Once again, got a lot of Kenwood. You're going to see heaps of Kenwood 820, 520. Had to think then, 530s. 830, I'm down to my last lineup, which that lineup is actually the one that we'll keep. Well, and I've got a very good spares radio that Rob VK2QR gave us, but the lineup, have a look at this, honestly. Actually, it's terrible that I've got a box sitting on top. It's just sacrilege. But let's just go back over here. That made you dizzy, I'm sure. But beautiful 830. This was Rob VK2QR's. And Rob is a perfectionist in the fact that he just absolutely he chases some of the most incredible stuff, but then he not only chases it, he then has to buy all these covers, of course, the 230, SP230, 830 covers, etc, etc. So basically this one will keep, obviously, because it's just a beautiful example of the 830. I've got a slight little problem. I say slight because I just want to believe it's a slight problem with the 830 VFO. It's VFO 230, sorry. I actually bought this one over from the US, and this is the analog version of it, which works great, which cost me an arm and a leg, you don't want to ask. Came out of one of the auctions over there, the amateur auctions. But this one, I've been reading lately, there's some really good articles on the web on how to get them going, so hopefully we can get that one going a bit better. All right, well, I I think that's it for as far as 101s go. Oh, well, you know, isn't it funny you sort of say we're over 101s, but there's another one sitting here. I can't remember. We're doing something to this one. I should make notes on them, but I'm not sure where we're at with that one. I know I saw a cover for it lying around here somewhere, but anyway, we'll. Oh, well, actually, there's a good point. There may even be. We may have an excess of transverters. I'm not sure yet. But yes, there's more other transverters here too. So, you know, I can't guarantee you what's going to be sold just yet. Because I'll just get through it all and kind of make these lineups a bit like this. You know, I prefer to sell them in lineups like this, where you're getting an entire lineup, so I can just kind of say, well, there you go. You know, instead of having to chase bits everywhere, it's there and ready to go. All right, 73s from VK3CM. Or JDW229 on that other band. Certainly, please subscribe, and thanks very much. Some of the comments lately and some of the emails, really appreciate it. There's just great input, but not only just the the input that says great job, but more the input that says, hey, did you know? And I love the did you knows. Sometimes you'll come up with a bit of theory that I'm not aware of, or you'll come up with a mod that I'm not aware of, or you may look at something and say, mate, you're doing it wrong, and please tell me. As I point out, this is not a job anymore. It was a long time ago. I'm rusty, still playing around with trying to, sort of remember things at times. But certainly keep those emails coming. Brenton at posnav, posnav.com.au. Always appreciate your feedback, and certainly feel free to, feedback on the YouTube channel as well. All the best. Catch you later. All the best for 2020. It's New Year's Eve tomorrow, so hope you all have a great New Year's Eve. Cheers.